Hey guys, welcome to the Filmit podcast. Today we are again going to dive into movies and a lot of stuff. So today we have Mithul and Vignesh with us. And पहले हम बात करने वाले हैं highest weekend box office in the history of Indian cinema. इसके बारे में मितुल का क्या कहना है?
मेरा क्या कहना है? आई मीन बॉक्स ऑफिस बोल रहा है मेरे को क्या बोलने की जरूरत है? बट आई थिंक इट्स अ सेलिब्रेशन यार. इट्स अ सेलिब्रेशन ऑफ मूवीज. मेरे को सिर्फ थोड़ा एनेक्डोट देना है. सो लास्ट एक महीने में आई थिंक कलेक्टिवली हम तीनों ने इतनी मूवीज थिएटर्स में देखी है. मतलब फ्रॉम नोलन की मूवीज, ओपनहाइमर, बारबी, रॉकी एंड रानी एंड स्टफ. बट आई वेंट टू वॉच OMG 2. व्हेन आई स्टेप्ड इनटू द थिएटर ना, आई मीन इतने लोग मैंने कभी थिएटर्स में देखे ही नहीं.
Same.
Which is so fascinating. मतलब we live in Mumbai. Mumbai is said to be a hub. मतलब hub of Hindi cinema.
Bollywood.
But having said that, इतने सारे लोगों को देख के I instantly knew कि पता नहीं. I was shocked. I went on a went on a Saturday before. मतलब and then when I saw the numbers na, I was not at all surprised. I mean highest in the history of Indian cinema थोड़ा surprising है. Although in terms of footfalls there is competition, but box office के comparison में कुछ है ही नहीं आसपास. And we are fortunate to have so many good films. I mean good films मतलब catering to different audiences. Let's put it there. There are enough movies for everyone to enjoy, right from Gadar to Jailer to OMG to just from Indian cinema. मतलब ओपनहाइमर वो सब भी अभी तक IMAX में चल रही है. अभी तक हजार की टिकट चल रही है.
हाँ, exactly. The price haven't dropped yet, यार. मैं wait कर रहा हूँ कब से. I want to watch it again. Price drop हो ही नहीं रहा. Because we got very cheap tickets for the first time, dude. Let's be honest.
We lucked out because we
Exactly.
booked it 3 weeks in advance. अगले दिन अब जैसे बुक किए ना 1000 हो गई है वो टिकट. सेम टिकट.
Exactly. Like we were very lucky when we got those tickets. But now that I want to watch it again, bhai, it's like twice the price that we paid for the first one. What the fuck?
And credit to Amir for that. Amir
Oh yeah, definitely.
फोन किया कि भाई टिकट्स आ गई, क्या करें. So we lucked
Big
out.
shout out.
Having said that, यार, it's a celebration. Let's put it there. It's a celebration of movies, good films all around. Jailer. Again, एक करके थोड़ी movies पे बात करते हैं. So by the way, initial thoughts तुम दोनों के. 100 400 crores, almost 400 crores in the weekend. क्या तुम्हारे क्या thoughts?
देख तू जो थिएटर्स भरे हुए का बात कर रहा है वो तो होते ही आया. मतलब लास्ट ईयर दृश्यम 2 ने बहुत सरप्राइज कर दिया था.
Right.
फिर
True.
ये साल पठान में हुआ वो. तो
Yeah.
वो तो होते ही आ रहा है. बट इतना द सरप्राइजिंग थिंग इज कि 2 to 3 मूवीज रिलीज्ड इन ऑन अ फ्राइडे एंड तीनों ने उतना ही बिजनेस किया. वो एक बहुत ही सरप्राइजिंग बात है. जो
उतना नहीं, अलग-अलग है.
मूवीज होता है.
So,
क्या
Gadar 2 is on another level, but हाँ, sorry to
हाँ
interrupt.
वही. बट दोनों ने सब्सटेंशियली जितना
true.
उनके मूवीज और उनके बजट्स के हिसाब से काफी अच्छा काम किया. तो जेलर ने भी उतना ही काम किया, गदर 2 ने उसके हिसाब से उतना काम किया. बट वही है कि देख नॉर्मली 2 मूवीज आते हैं जो काम करते फिर तीसरी पिट जाती है, ऐसा कुछ होता है. बट इस बार ऐसा हुआ कि यार तीनों काम किए एंड तीनों हैज बीन लव्ड बाय ऑडियंसेस. मतलब मैंने गदर 2 और ये देखा नहीं है, बट आई डोंट रियली हैव अ लॉट ऑफ गुड फीलिंग अबाउट गदर 2. बट हाँ मतलब है, लोगों को पसंद आ रही है तो आ रही है. देखो.
But the thing is कि as like Mitul said कि like every different movie that has come out, it's catering to a different audience. And like speaking from a perspective of a guy who wasn't ever this Bollywood fan, like I've watched movies, I've watched Hindi cinema enough, but I wouldn't say that I was a fan. Like I don't frequently catch up to it. I don't really look into those stuff as much as I do look into Hollywood movies, I would say. Again, no hate, but that's just how it was for me. So उसमें भी it got someone like me to go to the cinemas to watch Hindi film. मैंने Oh My God 2 देखी. I think I'm going to watch Gadar this week, probably weekend की तरफ. Jailer का प्लान किया नहीं अभी तक कुछ, but probably I'll watch that one as well. Like मन तो हो रहा है जितना we've seen material. And the fun part is it's not just people like you and me. My mom is excited to watch Gadar.
I agree.
My mom is excited to watch it. And I'm like, यार ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है. Like it's doing great. So not a surprise that it has been the highest,
And one more thing, when I stepped into the theaters, no, there were people from all demographics. मतलब 60-70 years के लोग थे,
Yeah.
बच्चे थे, हमारी एज के लोग थे, मतलब
Yeah.
हर एज के लोग थे. So which was so fascinating. I mean, it was truly a communal experience, हम जो बोलते हैं.
Definitely.
Having said that, I feel यार बहुत coincidental भी है कि we just had Barbie and Oppenheimer, two movies doing splendidly across the world, and India में multiple movies doing well. I mean, yeah, good space. I feel it's a happy time since the pandemic. बिट्स एंड पीसेस में मूवीज बहुत वर्क की है, नो वे होम से लेके बहुत सारी मूवीज वर्क की
Yeah.
इंडियन, बट collectively as an industry, things weren't as perfect. It is never
Right.
going to be perfect, but
Yeah.
it's in the right direction. Having said that, I feel जो भी one thing that has worked in everyone's favor is that the movies have been good. जो भी audiences को cater कर रही है, right from Oppenheimer and Barbie to these three movies, मतलब जो भी audiences के लिए बनी है, it's at par, मतलब excellence के level पे, मतलब towards the audience that the film is catering to. So
Definitely.
गुड स्पेस. थॉट्स ऑन गदर 2 एंड जेलर. तीनों ने नहीं देखी है बाय द वे, सो
नहीं.
बट थोड़ा मैंने इनफ रिस्पॉन्स देखा है और इनफ बस देखा है एंड
Yeah.
रिएक्शंस देखे लोगों के.
Yeah.
तो तुम लोगों ने देखा बाय द कुछ?
I haven't even seen the trailer yet. मतलब even Oh My God का मैंने ट्रेलर देखा नहीं था. I watched the trailer after the film. Like literally after I watched the film मैं बाहर आया and मैंने ट्रेलर देखा and I'm like okay, thoughts on that later on. But मैंने इसलिए गदर का भी ट्रेलर देखा नहीं है, ना ही जेलर का देखा है अब तक. But the buzz that I heard again, so the last entire week I've just like really been into work, तो मैंने इतना social media और ये वो भी देखा नहीं है. But the buzz that I got from the movie is my mother. She sat down and told us the entire story of the first part for 30 minutes. I was like, bro, वो क्या family time था, dude.
True.
Yeah, I don't remember the story right now, but just sitting there and that was fun, dude. And just the idea of it, dude, like a movie that is bringing a family together,
Yeah.
regardless of whatever the movie is about. For me, that is like enough reasons to go and watch it. Yeah,
Agreed. Even the first Gadar made such waves. I mean,
exactly.
having
I
said
just
that,
hope the movie turns out good, not gonna lie.
see, again, to the audience it is catering to. Maybe you are the audience, maybe you are not. Who knows?
Exactly. So again, I'm not gonna say it is good or bad, but like let's just hope कि जिसको भी cater कर रहा है, whoever is excited to watch it. Like if my mom comes out of the theater and be like ये बहुत बढ़िया थी, it'll be everything.
I feel also adding to that, one factor that adding to Gadar's success is, I mean, it has been marketed really well. Well, I was in the creative team of Z Cine Awards that was held in Feb of this year. I mean,
Right.
तब से promotions non-stop चल रहे. अब they came to the show, etc. And till the film got released. Having said that, on the other end, OMG 2 का तो ट्रेलर ही 10-15 दिन पहले रिलीज हुआ, and it's building from good word of mouth, which is a different trajectory altogether. मतलब they Gadar 2 में they spent a lot on marketing. OMG में they did not. उतना proportionally they are earning as well.
Yeah.
Having said that, good films. Amir, तेरे thoughts on Gadar and Jailer? जो भी रिएक्शंस.
गदर मैंने ओरिजिनल वाला गदर भी नहीं देखा है.
मैंने
और
भी नहीं
पता
देखा.
नहीं लोगों जो मेरे क्लोज फ्रेंड्स ने देखा उन्होंने बोला कि बहुत टाइम पास मूवी है. तो फ्रॉम टाइम पास फिल्म में मतलब मैं बोलूंगा कि पॉपकॉर्न एंटरटेनमेंट तो होगा ही. जेलर के बारे में आई सॉ 2 to 3 रिव्यूज एंड तीनों ने बहुत ही ऐसा उसको बोला कि फर्स्ट हाफ बहुत अच्छा है, सेकंड हाफ में कुछ प्रॉब्लम्स है, वो सब जो यूजुअल रिव्यूज होते हैं वैसा. बट आई एम होपिंग कि मतलब ऐसा क्या बोलते हैं एंजॉयबल फिल्म तो होगा ही.
Yeah.
So let's see.
And also that film is also a celebration of Rajnikant in terms of catering to the age. मतलब one thing मैंने जेलर के बारे में जो सुना है, it's Rajnikant is not trying to be a 30-year-old, 35-year-old. He's playing his age. Even Vikram जो movie था, Kamal Hassan, मतलब even he is playing a grandfather in this. Rajnikant, which is again respecting his age and respecting uh, uh, and catering to his stardom as well. मतलब it's a good amalgamation. Whereas एक और movie release हुआ है साउथ में, I forgot its name. I guess it was Bhola Shankar or something. It has Chiranjeevi in it, and Chiranjeevi is still dating a 30-year-old in that film. So it has also मतलब it has also क्या कहता है, it has also been talked about. Let's put it there.
Interesting. I haven't
And
heard of it.
I saw it. Bhola Shankar is also one of the films in the 390-400 crores की जो हम बात कर रहे हैं.
Damn.
So again, lot of films catering to specific audiences. मतलब
Definitely.
I feel there is something for everyone. Yeah. Even I feel OMG 2 की आराम से बात करते हैं, but OMG 2 also was sensitive to the tastes of the metropolitan crowd. I feel taste नहीं, वो sensitive था. It was rooted, it wasn't too loud जो अपने expect करता है. It was, but let's थोड़ा deep उसमें जाते हैं.
Let's go there later.
Yeah. Gadar 2 and Jailer के बारे में कुछ और thoughts कुछ, या OMG 2 पे जाए. OMG 2 तीनों ने देखी है.
Yeah. I am actually just looking forward to watch the film. Again, I won't be expecting too much. I think one downfall for me watching Oh My God was because, like, we three come from that space कि हम ऐसा एकदम analyze करते हैं, we get into the thematics and all of it of whatever we watch. So I don't know, I was expecting something because Oh My God ka first part was like one of my favorite films.
True.
So in that scenario, I might have a few controversial opinions on the film.
Fair.
But I from that experience, I think I've learned कि मैं गदर और जेलर देखने जाऊंगा. I don't think I'll be expecting that much too. Like I'll just go there and enjoy it. That is one thing that I struggle with a lot of times because I get into the space of like analyzing things too much, and that is mostly coming from a place of like me learning or understanding from it. But there are times where I shouldn't do it. So that is, I think I'll do when I watch Gadar. Let's see.
Yeah, this is also an interesting topic. I mean, I used to do that as well, analyzing films to an extent, which some movies aren't meant to be analyzed. And
Exactly.
And even every movie is meant to be analyzed. Again, I'm retracting from my statement. But if you ignore some of its problems now and the pros outweigh the cons, मैं try वो करता हूँ कि the pros should outweigh the cons, because, and having said that, मेरे साथ पहले होता था. I used to be very critical of films, etc., and that used to take the joy out of films for me. So right now, one thing that I'm very grateful for is I watch the film not as a filmmaker. I watch the film as an audience, as a fan, and जो भी analysis हो रहा है वो subconsciously हो रहा है. I'm not focused, and I feel it. Again, not boasting about it or anything. It has to do with the more you consume, the more it becomes subconscious.
Makes sense. I think I'm learning that now. Matlab, for music, that has been, because I'm doing it for so long, it's been a while. But film ke liye, it's barely been 2 to 3 years that I've learned to analyze it and criticize it and then learn from it. So I think that is something I'm still learning.
Fair enough, yaar. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Chalo, let's get into OMG 2. कौन start कर रहा है? आमिर start कर.
हाँ, तो ओ माय गॉड, जैसे विगू ने बोला कि फर्स्ट पार्ट तो बहुत ऐसा बिलव्ड है सबके लिए. एंड आई हैड वॉच्ड द गुजराती प्ले जिसपे से वो उन्होंने अडैप्ट किया.
The first part ना, कांजी विरुद्ध कांजी.
फर्स्ट वन
कांजी विरुद्ध
कांजी. तो वो देखा था, तो मुझे ऐसा स्टोरी तो बेसिक पता था, बट जो लोग ने मूवी में किया, जिस तरीके से वो लोग ने अडैप्ट किया, क्या क्या वो लोग नहीं दिखा पाए थे प्ले में, वो सब उन्होंने दिखाया. एंड एवरीथिंग, कितना फन एक्सपीरियंस था. उसके साथ साथ इतना बड़ा मैसेज दे रहे थे. एंड आई एंड माय फैमिली रियली बिलीव्ड इन दैट मैसेज इवन बिफोर द मूवी केम आउट. तो फॉर अस इट वाज लाइक ऐसा कि एक ऐसा वैलिडेशन चेक किया. इट वाज ऐसा कि इट रीअफर्म द बिलीफ. तो बहुत ही ऐसा क्लोज मूवी है हमारे लिए. एंड ऑब्वियसली इतने पंचेस इतने अच्छे, डायलॉग्स इतने अच्छे. तो उसके साथ ऐसा ओ माय गॉड 2 अचानक से आ गया, तो मैं बोला क्या है ये. मतलब एक तो उसका ट्रेलर, पहला जो टीजर है, तो बहुत घिसा पिटा एडिट किया था, ऐसा लग रहा था कोई फैन फिल्म बन रहा है. फिर हाँ, इट हैड क्रिएटिव डायरेक्टर चंद्र प्रकाश द्विवेदी है, तो मुझे वो था कि वो अक्षय कुमार हैज दिस कि वो एक डायरेक्टर या एक क्रिएटर को पकड़ के मल्टीपल मूवीज बना लेते हैं उनके साथ, जैसे आनंद एल राय को पकड़ के मल्टीपल बना लिया, फिर ऐसे ही डज। तो चंद्र प्रकाश द्विवेदी के साथ उन्होंने राम सेतु पे काम किया, पृथ्वीराज पे काम किया, तो मैंने बोला कि ये भी फिर वैसे ही, एंड दोज टू मूवीज आई डिडंट रियली एंजॉय, तो मैंने बोला कि ये भी वैसा ही कुछ होगा, कैश ग्रैब होगा ऑब्वियसली। बट इसमें पंकज त्रिपाठी था। अब पंकज त्रिपाठी ना, नॉर्मली आई लव हिम इन मूवीज, बट कभी कभी ही डज दीज मिसफायर्स और मूवीज दैट,
फॉर
मतलब
एग्जाम्पल
वो होता है ना कि फॉर एग्जाम्पल,
मैं इसलिए पूछा बिकॉज आई कांट रिमेम्बर माई सेल्फ,
नहीं नहीं
मतलब
नहीं है कोई,
Even I don't know.
कोई तो एक दो मूवीज था जिसके लिए मैं एकदम ऐसा हो गया था कि यार,
एटलीस्ट हिज पार्ट हैज
मैं
बीन
बता,
गुड इन ऑलमोस्ट एवरीथिंग
हाँ
ही चूज।
Yeah,
हाँ,
yeah.
he is good in those movies, but the movies overall aren't that good. अब कुछ
You know,
आएगा देखो
actually,
उसके बाद।
I was kind of excited to watch Oh My God because Pankaj Tripaठी था. I was like, ठीक है, ये कुछ
हाँ,
तो अच्छा
lot of
होगा.
people,
इसलिए मैं गया था.
इसलिए हाँ, a lot of people told me.
He did, he did.
जो गुजराती डायलेक्ट लिविंग इन मुंबई,
Hmm.
वो उसमें जितना परेश रावल सूट किया था उतना ही पंकज
Yeah,
त्रिपाठी किया for this
definitely,
one.
हाँ,
definitely.
तो
उसका
then
परफॉर्मेंस बहुत अच्छा था.
अरे शेफ
काफी
किस,
बहुत
दोनों
अच्छा
के
था
दोनों के
Yeah,
मतलब
उसके।
नॉट कंपेयरिंग द टू,
yeah.
सेपरेट
Individually,
डिफरेंट
individually. Yeah.
परफॉर्मेंसेस, डिफरेंट फिल्म्स। आई फील, I'll
हाँ,
tell you,
very different.
I feel that this is not a sequel for OMG. This is a sequel
हाँ,
for Jolly
Let's
LLB 2.
ये
Jolly,
बाद में आते हैं, ये बाद में आते हैं.
है,
हाँ मतलब, have you seen the first Jolly LLB 2? Jolly LLB films.
हाँ,
First Jolly LLB
I
2.
mean,
Wow.
sorry, but I personally think it is a sequel. To be honest, if you Akshay Kumar is a मतलब रेटकॉनिंग करने के लिए
हाँ,
और उसके लिए है, उसको निकाल दोगे ना प्लॉट में, कुछ फर्क नहीं पड़ने वाला।
कुछ नहीं
हैविंग सेड,
होगा,
OMG
exactly.
first was about religion and questioning the religion and
Exactly.
how what role God plays. Varna, this is just another courtroom drama
हाँ,
dealing with a topic from an important topic from the current society that we live in.
Yeah.
Important issue, let's put it there.
Hmm.
And which is fair, which is great, but OMG से ज्यादा, that is why I say कि Jolly LLB का ज्यादा sequel लग रहा था, because
so I was coming to that कि maybe what would have happened is कि director और writer एक ही इंसान है,
ये
अमित राय, who has
अमित
made
राय
phenomenal films, रोड टू संगम वगैरह उन्होंने बनाया। तो मैं पहले पता ही नहीं था ये कौन है, तो I guess he brought the script and the story to them.
हाँ,
But Paresh Rawal may be a good friend of his.
did Paresh Rawal produce it? I think.
Yes.
I know.
तो
This movie.
हाँ, I saw
yes.
his wife's name, I guess. Producer
Yeah.
के
हाँ
लिए।
हाँ, तो फिर maybe he would have told him कि if you want to make this a big budget, commercial movie that would earn money and stuff, you can make this as Oh My God 2, and you can just interject some references and Akshay Kumar का character डाल दे, because as you said, मतलब अक्षय कुमार को निकाल दो तो कुछ नहीं, but this is a really good way to make commercially viable
हाँ,
films,
हाँ.
because this
Yeah.
also happened with Bhul Bhulaiya 2. Bhul Bhulaiya 2 had some characters, some references from the old film, and वो एक, but there could have been any other ghost in that movie because the story was completely different. So this is a really good, what we can't say it is a formula, but it is a really good technique that we can use to make ऐसा
ये ना अपने
Interesting.
यही पॉडकास्ट में आगे भी बात करने वाला है कि आईपी कल्चर एंड रीबूट्स
Yeah.
एक्सेट्रा, वो बात का टॉपिक है। बट हैविंग सेड दैट, आई अग्री विथ यू कि इफ यू देयर इज अ नोन कमोडिटी, more people will go to watch it. मतलब अगर rather than it being a क्या कहते हैं solo release, not solo release.
Yeah.
How do you put it? Not a sequel. Not
It would have been very difficult to bring people to the theaters if Oh My God का tag नहीं लगता
True.
उस पे.
Even I went to watch it because of the fact I love
Yeah.
OMG. मतलब first OMG is cult for me. I mean,
Yeah.
not just because of the fact that it's a great film, great performances, but I feel it has also shaped my ideologies in terms of how I
True.
see religion as.
Same.
It is मतलब so, and it is a case for a lot of people, I feel.
Yeah, definitely.
Films can do. मुझे OMG and Three Idiots are two films who shaped my
Interesting.
ideologies. I mean,
Interesting.
about life, and very inspirational because of the fact कि films can do this. he shape people's ideologies and move people to such an extent कि they change as people as well. I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think you
anyway,
were saying something before this.
अपने मैं वही ना 2-3 टॉपिक्स लेके
Okay. Okay. For me, again, like, you know, as we said, oh my god ka tag hai, and I'm not saying ki the movie shouldn't be made or anything. It's like the things that the movie was speaking about is something that people need to hear. It's something the movie needed to be made. But again, like, you know, the whole conversation of the IP culture and stuff, people did come to the cinema because wo tag tha, because, like, you know, the faces and the whole idea behind, like, we watched it because oh my god ka first part was our favorite film. But when I, like, you know, went and watched it, the movie is great. Okay, the movie is really nice. The things it wants to talk about and everything. Thoda sa preachy laga, but that is okay. That is okay. But it's like I was low-key disappointed with it as well. वो थोड़ा bittersweet होता है ना. Everyone, like my family, I went with my family to watch it and they enjoyed it. It was fun for them. Actually, the funny part was the movie talks about, like, you know, how sex education should be provided for people like, you know, 14 and 16-year-olds. My brother, who is 2 months to be 18, उसको allow नहीं किया. बेचारे को PVR से बाहर निकालना पड़ा.
Really?
Yeah, he wasn't allowed to watch it. उसको घर भेज दिया फिर उधर से.
आधार कार्ड का घोटाला करना नहीं आता तुमको?
I don't think you should talk this on a podcast. Editor cut करो.
नहीं करेंगे. चलो आगे बढ़ो.
No, so वो scene हो गया था, which is why it was kind of ironic as well, and that was a funny bit for me, क्योंकि he was very sad and then he went home. हमने जाके देखी, I think we missed 5 minutes of the intro. But ठीक है, overall कुछ ऐसा miss नहीं हुआ. The movie was nice, it was decent. I like the fact कि, you know, as you said, again, it's a courtroom drama where, you know, they bring subjective opinions and we have an objective discussion about it. And उसके ऊपर से conclusion draw करना. That was one bit that I liked about it. If I were to individually isolate it and, you know, just bring that courtroom drama, I wouldn't say it was that, you know, catchy or something like, क्या बोलते हैं, like, it could have been better. There were, like, you know, वो beats दिखाई दे रहा था कि अभी इसको एक point मिलेगा, अभी उसको एक point मिलेगा. Now इसको ये होगा, अभी इसको एक होगा.
But which is fair. I feel कि good storytelling is predictable. मुझे ऐसा ये भी लगता है कि unless you want to subvert expectations and surprise your audiences, some hero's journey या जो भी अपने Dan Harmon का circle या जो भी लेते हैं storytelling tools, it is very not cliched, but we know about it. So मेरे लिए personally वो problem नहीं था. Having said that, मुझे भी problems थे movie से. But एक बार conclude करना.
Yeah. So, you know, those were the few. For me, it's like it could have been more dramatic and appealing to watch as an audience, because, you know, we've seen other courtroom dramas as well. It could have been more dramatic. Again, it's not a bad thing. I'm not disappointed by it. But, you know, the thing that we talked about start में, वो criticize और enjoy के बीच का line है, वो मेरे लिए, it's a very personal thing for me. I'm still learning. I'm still dealing with it. So maybe that was one of the reasons that, you know, where this opinion is coming from. उसके अलावा, the entire movie was nice. I enjoyed it. Again, it did not live up to the brand that Oh My God 2, you know, the Oh My God brand, the sequel. It could have been not a sequel, but at the same time, the sequel was important to bring people who wouldn't watch something that promotes sex education to bring, like, you know, to the theater, to families and stuff. So that it did the job, and that is why. It's like you can't pull up a 40-year-old person, like a 40-year-old, 50-year-old uncle, and tell them कि तुम्हारे बच्चे को sex education दो. वो, the uncle will least like care about it the least, but you combine it with religion and that works for part of the audience. So in that way, if I look at it in that perspective, the movie does a brilliant job. Message spread कर रहा है, लोगों को ला रहा है अंदर, and the people, लोगों के opinions change कर रहा है, which the first part also did. Talking about very different things, but yeah.
But I want to ask you, both of you, कि OMG 2 के trailers में there was nothing related to sex education, which was the eventual theme in the film, right?
Yeah.
So where is the line between good marketing and false marketing? कि because there was nothing mentioned, which is something I like, कि movie के बारे में hint दो, but you don't have to tell your plot, which is something I love personally.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I actually loved it eventually, but for people who weren't expecting sex education के ऊपर lecture, what about, I'm not picking, although it's a good movie, everyone would have found moments in it to enjoy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's not a problem, but false marketing के ऊपर क्या तुम्हारे opinions है कि if हाँ selling it in a way and you surprise the audiences, because I feel बहुत सारी जगह हुआ है. Iron Man 3 ले ले. Iron Man 3, if you remember, Mandarin. Then when people watched it, they were so disappointed. The film
Also,
is
okay,
great
yeah.
मेरे हिसाब से.
Yeah.
Iron Man 3 मेरे लिए बहुत अच्छी मूवी है. Shingrek and etc. Great movie. But people did not love it initially because of the same reason. It was marketed as something and we got something else. तुम्हारे क्या thoughts?
I guess it worked for the film. No, बहुत ही सरप्राइज की audiences को, and audiences wouldn't have come. बहुत सारे audiences जाते ही नहीं थे मूवी देखने को, thinking कि ये क्या मतलब क्या टॉपिक है या conservative families and stuff. But जिस तरीके से वो लोग ने market किया, even though there is a fine line between false marketing and surprising marketing, but bringing audiences into the theaters is an important thing for a film. तो अगर वो सरप्राइज कर रहा है, कुछ और बोल रहा है, थोड़ा सबवर्ट कर रहा है, तो it's fine. It's better actually. You don't tell anything about.
I actually agree with Amir because let me rephrase it. For this film, I don't think it was false marketing. There was no marketing. Let's put it there. There was not enough marketing in us. मतलब पता ही नहीं मूवी किसके बारे में. Except religion के related कुछ तो होगा. Akshay Kumar is, I think, reprising a similar character, yeah, the same character. उसके अलावा I don't think there is much in common, except both the films are courtroom dramas.
Yeah.
Having said
First
that,
first wala was more fun. Let's be honest.
Yeah. मेरे लिए first part is still a superior film.
Yeah.
Having said that, Vigu ने बोला ना कि it could have been more dramatic. I felt कि it had the perfect treatment to it because of the fact it felt real. It felt real for the most part. कि although Gautam's character was a eccentric version of a similar character that would have been some in real life, but the eventual, see, to be honest, just subjective take to give an objective perspective, I love it. Having said that, actually what worked for the film is we are so invested in Pankaj Tripaঠি's journey and his struggles because उसको हर मोमेंट में चाटा पड़ रहा है, हर सेकंड चाटा पड़ रहा है. That is why we are so indulged in his performance and the story as a whole कि we want him to succeed. So, and when you are able to do that, make it a personal story, उसके बाद आप कुछ भी propagate करो, वो eventually जाएगा. So that is where the film worked for me, and the treatment was good. I mean, I wasn't expecting, मतलब मैं expect ही नहीं कर रहा, to be very honest, but जो loud pitch, I am glad कि they did not go too cheesy and too unrealistic. But dramatic stakes still थे कि yeah, and मेरे लिए पता है the movie कहाँ fall करती है, मतलब dip जाती है right after spoiler alert for anyone watching the.
It is very funny. You're giving a spoiler alert like 30 minutes into the podcast.
But we haven't spoken about anything spoilerish.
Yeah.
So, fair enough.
Continue. Sorry.
So when Pankaj Tripaঠি's character dies, मतलब उसका accident होता है, after that the film takes a turn in a sense. Editing is so rushed. मुझे पहले तो वो thought था कि once he takes the bribe, for example, the check, उसके बाद से he gets into an accident and उसके बाद वो death bed पे है, अक्षय कुमार आ रहा है. That was so rushed in a sense कि मुझे mind में legit समझ नहीं आता सच्ची में हो रहा है, सपना देख रही है.
It looked more fiction as well, because like we never see him get out. वो बस dress होके आ जाता है बाद में.
Which is fair. See, मुझे वो creative liberty देना है उनको, but in terms of execution it doesn't work. कि editing was a bit rushed and there was a change of tone in the film. a very visible change of tone, because even जो last courtroom का जो scene है वो courtroom में हो ही नहीं रहा. It's happening outside, which is see, मुझे वो समझ आया कि उन लोगों ने क्यों किया, but जो ट्रीटमेंट हम बात कर रहे हैं ना कि ट्रीटमेंट इज सो ऑन पॉइंट, सो नॉट लाउड एंड चीजी, वो अचानक से इट बिकम्स दैट by the end. And it also caters to the plot as well, कि बहुत convenient है. पंकज त्रिपाठी जो भी बोल रहा है अमित गौतम के पास कोई आंसर ही नहीं है, because the plot wants it such way, मतलब in such a way, क्योंकि not because she's trying and failing, क्योंकि वो चुप है, कुछ बोल ही नहीं, because
you know, I think I was referring to that only when I said that it could be more dramatic, because she did not have compelling arguments to place against him.
Yeah.
Which is like in the first part we see like the character we see and we know it कि भाई क्या ही जीतेगा ये केस. Earthquake आ गया, तेरा दुकान गया, ठीक है, big deal. We know it. That is the thing in our head कि हाँ ठीक है bro, तेरा दुकान गया, you're not the first person जिसके साथ हुआ है ये. You're making a too big of a fuss about it, and which is the whole ideology in the courtroom, in the lawyer, in the judge. Everyone is thinking the same way. इधर वो दिख रहा है कि पंकज त्रिपाठी has that overhand on the conversation, but and the
which
entire
is something
thing
that felt real as well. कि
it could have been like
नहीं मुझे मेरे again very subjective take, कि
yeah definitely
कि the conflict जो था मूवी का, जो जिसके ऊपर पंकज त्रिपाठी केस लड़ता है, which it is very sensible, it
oh yeah definitely,
and it's very realistic as well कि स्कूल के ऊपर केस कर रहा है एंड ऑफ द डे देखा जाए. इन बट पॉइंट बीइंग कि है ना, इट्स जस्ट कि it she did not make it hard enough for him, so that
she did not make it hard enough.
Even अपने जो बात कर रहे हैं ना पंकज त्रिपाठी को चाटा पर रहा है, it's because of external factors rather than in court. कोर्ट में होता है कि get slapped, not slapped, मतलब metaphorically slapped, but it doesn't feel कि he's vulnerable, he's down and out, and there's no chance of him coming back. वो वाला moment बहुत कम आता है.
वो आया exactly. So you know, as you said, when he dies, एक तो एडिटिंग बहुत चॉपी लगा, लाइक इवन व्हेन ही डाइज इट्स लाइक एक कट ऊपर लग गया और नीचे गिर गया, खत्म. वो बहुत रश लगा. बट उसके अलावा आई फेल्ट लाइक दैट वाज गोइंग टू बी द ब्रीदर मोमेंट इन द फिल्म वेयर लाइक यू नो एवरीवन इज जस्ट लाइक अब क्या. बट देन इट जस्ट स्नैप खत्म हो गया, व्हिच वाज थोड़ा सा डिसअपॉइंटिंग फॉर मी एज वेल. एंड द कोर्टरूम, लाइक you know, as we said again, like this is not a diss at like the topic itself, like the topic needed to be discussed and ye wo theek hai, like we are just looking at it from a very film perspective apart from the whole social thing, where like you know we say that compelling arguments ho sakte the, but we look at the topic itself, I don't think there is much to argue about it. It was definitely the school, और school पे case किया, बहुत सही बात है, you know. So if you look at it in that perspective, then वो थोड़ा सा outstretch भी लगता है the amount of drama that it you know got.
नहीं
so if you look
mean,
at it from that perspective, yeah,
again अपने original बात है, don't over analyze it
exactly,
to a point.
exactly.
It takes joy away from you, मतलब
exactly. The movie was a fun watch, I would say.
Yeah, it wasn't too unrealistic for me to get off the train of that.
True.
I mean,
the topic was really sensitive, and जिस तरीके से they expressed the topic and the courtroom drama was a really good opportunity to,
agreed,
a really good environment to do it. हाँ बोल.
नहीं agreed. The way they मतलब shed light on topics ना, I actually felt very convinced, मतलब in a very convincing way. Having said that, आमिर मेरे को लग रहा है कुछ और opinion.
क्या
मेरे को लग रहा है आमिर तेरा कुछ और opinion.
नहीं. The only thing I wanted to add was कि they covered every single element of the topic.
True.
Every single possibility that could happen, every single question that any of the audience member would have in that moment, उन्होंने वो वहाँ पे दे दिया, which is a sign of a good writer. मतलब a writer that has written a lot and a writer that knows the audience's pulses very nicely. तो the way that he knew कि ये टाइम पे ये ऑडियंस को क्वेश्चन आएगा और ये टाइम पे एग्जैक्ट वो मोमेंट पे वो क्वेश्चन आ जाता है वहां पे एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट एंड वन थिंग दैट आई रियली अप्रिशिएटेड अबाउट द फिल्म वाज कि कितना फास्ट जाता है मूवी एक पॉइंट पे भी जो तूने बोला कि मतलब ब्रीदिंग स्पेस है ऑब्वियसली वो पार्ट में मुझे भी लगा कि बहुत थोड़ा ऐसा स्लो होना चाहिए था बट उसके पहले इतना फास्ट जा रहे दे हैव सो मच टू से टाइम ही नहीं है वेस्ट करने के लिए बिकॉज फटाफट जा रहा है मूवी एंड गाने भी कुछ एकदम मिनिमल है 2 या 3 ही गाने हैं मूवी में
बहुत barely है
फास्ट जा रहा है मतलब इट्स लाइक कि यार यू आर इन्वेस्टेड इन द स्टोरी राइट फ्रॉम द गेट गो और वे दे नॉर्मली ऐसे मूवीज में यार वो टीनेजर्स वगैरह के हिट या मिस रहता है उनका परफॉर्मेंसेस टीनेजर्स वगैरह का ये मूवी में इतना ऑथेंटिकली बताया सब कुछ एकदम अच्छा था प्लस वो जज का रोल जो पवन मल्होत्रा ने किया इतना फन जज बनाया हाँ मतलब बहुत ही मुझे सिर्फ यामी गौतम का ना मतलब उसका कैरेक्टर ही आई गेट इट बहुत ही ऐसा
मुझे
नॉट इविल बट थोड़ा ऐसा था बट उसका पता नहीं यार परफॉर्मेंस बहुत ऐसा एक्टिंग लग रहा था थोड़ा
प्रॉब्लम ये था मुझे ऐसा लगा यामी गौतम डिड नॉट बिलोंग इन दैट वर्ल्ड some other character having a मतलब very for example Baman Irani in Jolly LLB he belonged in that world मतलब he adjusted in that world he was also very upmarket and he was very posh as a lawyer but he adjusted himself to the world and which was थोड़ा lacking she was too perfect for this role ऐसा बोल सकता
Interesting.
also मुझे वो अच्छा नहीं लगा कि after the case ना कि आई न्यू यू वर ऑलवेज राइट बट क्या करे जॉब है करना पड़ता है वो सब इवन विच मूवी आई फॉरगॉट ऐतराज देखिए तुम लोगों ने
नो
so Paresh Rawal plays the lawyer in that film he does the same again मेरे लिए point है कि it shows that she was not trying hard enough she did see antagonist को थोड़ा और again great movies have great antagonists
exactly.
or powers that make the protagonist vulnerable तो वो थोड़ा मिसिंग था although परेश नहीं पंकज त्रिपाठी we felt his vulnerability
definitely
मतलब we felt कि हाँ मतलब बेचार we sympathize and empathize
you know the audience that it is trying to target towards like it's not targeting towards people like you and I 20-year-olds unka ek I mean it's not directly doing it but at the same time I felt again this is just my subjective interpretation of it I felt like वो बहुत ज़्यादा majority जो Indian middle age है ना उनको target कर रहा है and for
middle
that
age by that कौन सा teenage या middle age मतलब
middle age like people who are either parents or married मतलब 19 साल का बच्चा जाके मूवी एंजॉय तो मतलब
नहीं बट इट इज मतलब it is good to have open conversations जो even us living in Mumbai it's difficult मतलब and second tier third tier cities में तो बड़ा टैबू है
exactly ये उन लोगों ने एड्रेस किया but you know I felt एक argument like you know I think one of her arguments was कि we can have these conversations in like top tier cities but then गांव और इन जगह में ये conversations कहाँ से होगी and the very direct a reply to that came to my head I'm like see just because it won't happen doesn't mean you don't start it
don't try
so exactly and that is one of the moments where I realized that the antagonist is like you know she's not trying hard enough like again just like you know coming to your point as you said वो इतना वो लग रहा था कि it's like as an audience for me I had arguments against what she was saying which is where I was like थोड़ा सा disappointed
I get it I feel
exactly so but now coming back to it was like you know at least what I felt was it was targeting towards like this middle age ka audience at least that is what I thought and the character the main protagonist he like you know the protagonist does a good job of being that person it's like वो empathy आ जाता है कि मेरे बच्चे के साथ हुआ तो क्या करूंगा मैं
and
वो empathy आ जाता है
also because of the fact कि उसके साथ जो हो रहा है his reactions to it are so good मतलब good intentioned which is why we empathize with Pankaj Tripathi ka character more
exactly
because he doesn't take any harsh he does slap his kid but he does repent it throughout the film मतलब he does apologize he does even pay वो 100 रुपए for that.
You know, that is one of the fun parts for me. It's like in the entire thing, it could have been all about कि school बंद करवाओ, ये करो, वो करो, मेरे को इतना पैसा दो. नहीं,
हाँ.
but his entire thing was तू मेरे को 51 रुपीस दे, मैं 101 रुपए डाल रहा हूँ.
It was
इतना दे और
never
माफी
about
मांग.
it was
Yeah.
I loved the solution कि मेरा
Yeah.
बेटा सर उठा के जीना चाहिए, मतलब
Exactly.
and that is true because even masturbation and such topics हम बात क्यों नहीं करते, because लोगों को लगता है हम कुछ गलत कर रहे हैं.
Exactly.
But that knowledge has to be fed to people, which is I very विगू ने ये बात कही थी and मैंने 1000 जगह भी पढ़ी है कि it's very unfortunate that the people जिनके लिए actual में जिनको देखनी चाहिए वो लोग eligible 18 साल के ही नहीं है.
Exactly, that is one disappointing thing. It could have been a very 14 plus 16 plus film, ठीक है, but 18 plus का मतलब नहीं है.
एक बहुत मेरे को सेंसर बोर्ड के बारे में बात करना है, उसके पहले थॉट्स एक बार उसके बारे में बहुत बात करना है मुझे.
Don't cancel our podcast, please.
एक और चीज अभी तो लोग एंटागनिस्ट के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, तो आई वुड हैव लाइक टू सी दोस 4 या 5 जो लोगों के ऊपर केस कर रहे हैं ना, वो लोग कुछ कैरेक्टर्स होने चाहिए थे. मतलब फर्स्ट पार्ट में भी रिमेंबर दोस कैरेक्टर्स एंड ऑल.
चक्रवर्ती का कैरेक्टर
और उनके साथ
अरे वेट,
जर्नीज एज वेल ना, इसमें यार कुछ मतलब दे वर जस्ट लाइक evil just bosses वाला.
जो एंटागनिस्ट है उनका कोई आर्क ही नहीं है.
yeah. You know, अरे वो the बाबा वाला character, I forgot the actor's name. He was there in part 1 as well.
I get किसकी बात कर रहा है?
मेरे को नाम याद नहीं उसका.
Even I forgot
but, yeah, but like, you know, even I thought कि he will be one of the people like opposing or something. But then कुछ था ही नहीं. He was just there and, you know, as a plot device use किया था in the end, you know, just to have that one scene of him realizing and stuff. So, well, again, just what Amir said, antagonists are very flat.
Govind Namdev is his name. Govind.
He's a fantastic actor ना मुझे.
Exactly.
Wanted में भी, if you remember कि Wanted में he had such a good role. Even OMG में he was so loud, but he was so मतलब I wanted Paresh Rawal to actually beat him मतलब in the court case मतलब. So he great actor. हाँ.
Yeah.
And to be honest इन सबको क्रेडिट नहीं मिलता है बहुत, ये सब एक्टर्स को. We never talk about them, but fantastic actors. मतलब जितना रिटर्न मटेरियल था उनके पास.
ये मूवी में तो स्पेशली जैसे मैंने बोला ना कि वो टीनेजर्स वाला रोल तो है, बट उसके अलावा हर एक बैकग्राउंड एक्टर, हर एक सपोर्टिंग एक्टर बहुत ही ऑथेंटिसिटी. इवन अक्षय कुमार भी बहुत अच्छा लगा मूवी में. अरे वो होता है ना कि स्क्रिप्ट जब तुम्हारा बहुत अच्छा होता है ना, तो हर कोई अच्छा ही लगता है.
And credit to Amit Rai for the conviction कि he got to direct it as well. He wrote and directed it. तो उसका पूरा vision came through, I feel, because there is a huge argument जो everyone is figuring it out कि should writers direct as well, but so another good example, there is, क्योंकि Hollywood में ये culture नहीं है, यहाँ पे है because their vision because directors में being a director is gives you a bigger opportunity to have more monetary gains. So that one thing followed by of course कि आपका vision आपके हाथ में, no one can.
Interesting.
वो delegation में कई vision खो नहीं जाता.
Interesting.
So
but
again different conversation. हाँ बोल, sorry.
Coming back to the film, again, see, I'm not a very religious person and stuff, so I'm not trying to you know, point towards anything or something, but the art design was really nice. It very looked like the authentic, like, you know, the things that you see. It looked very nice.
Real location.
बहुत ज़्यादा. Yeah.
Cinematography.
Also real locations पे shoot. तो दिख जाता है फर्क. स्टूडियो दिख जाता है, स्टूडियो में शूट हुआ और रियल लोग.
हाँ वो तो ऑब्वियसली बट लाइक कमिंग फ्रॉम दिस, यू रिमेम्बर वो बीच में आई थिंक सम फेस्टिवल होता है, फॉरगॉट द नेम दैट द फेस्टिवल, एक कोर्ट उनको डेट देता है कि ये फेस्टिवल के बाद होगा. आई फॉरगॉट द नेम.
दैट पूजा.
हाँ, and उसमें there is this huge dance sequence which is supposed to be the music video, I suppose, अक्षय कुमार का. Bro, it looked,
there is a humble, sorry.
नहीं so okay, I might be wrong, but my first reaction after seeing it was, इन लोगों ने edit के बाद गाना replace किया है क्या?
नहीं, I'll tell you. So not talking about the music, but throughout the film, Akshay Kumar जो dialogues बोल रहा है ना, words अलग है and lip
हाँ
उसका.
हाँ
So
वो
that
मैंने
is
नोटिस
because
किया.
of the fact कि censor board cuts and dialogues have been replaced. कि ये sentimental है बहुत, change it. So there are 27 cuts in the film. 27 is a huge number. Having said that,
I know,
sorry.
I know. Yeah.
The song, उसका जो explanation था, if you remember, कि मतलब मुझको बिठा दिया इन लोगों ने.
अच्छा हाँ वो वाला.
I
I
mean that
know.
was again just a plot device, but
I know. It was funny. No, but it's like I felt like they made the entire thing, and last May they replaced the music with something because. So
Could-
again, I'm saying this because when we are asked to score films as composers, एक खाली music का खाली video का cut देखते हैं. Sometimes if we are working in post, pre में work करें तो अलग privilege मिल जाता है. But when we are working in post, वो एक cut आता है where there's no, it's just silent and there are cuts happening. So you just visually try to read it कि हाँ ठीक है इधर कम elements हो रहे हैं, so you keep the music minimal and you build the music that way. The way the song was going on and the way the music video was cut, वो इतना section, it felt like where the song was minimal, there was too much happening on the screen. वो contrast कर रहा था एक दूसरे को. Now I don't know if it was intentional or what, but वो देख के मेरा first reaction वही था, like this looks very different from it did not come together. That was just my reaction to it. I might be wrong.
Also, movies में music videos या musics are edited differently than
हाँ,
जो YouTube पे
exactly.
version देखता है. Because मैं कल ही करण जौहर का interview देख रहा था रॉकेट रानी पे. He said that कि movies में it takes you away from the plot as well as YouTube पे देखना ही है. YouTube पे आके देखो अगर इतना इंटरेस्ट है तो. मतलब
I
मूवी
actually
में
will watch it. I haven't.
but movies में हाँ it takes a lot of time and it pauses the film in a lot of occasions.
Yeah.
Although OMG का music was used well कि
It
it
was.
catered to the plot except कि halt किया था story को. Which
I think that
was
is one of the good parts कि इसमें ज़्यादा music use नहीं किया है. They went on with the score. The score was really great.
yeah.
And thematically, like I think the score was very thematic. There were specific characters जिनका associate किया था, and they used it very like perfectly. I would say everywhere. Like I liked it. And again, I think this is one thing that Mithul and I have talked. When we watched Oppenheimer, I was somewhat convinced that it wasn't Dolby. I watched this in Dolby, and now I know Oppenheimer, we did not watch it in Dolby. Yeah.
मेरे को again a different opinion. It wasn't Dolby, but IMAX has its own sound का system. But which
Yeah,
was
मतलब whatever.
मेरे लिए it works better. Also,
Fair
I
enough.
prefer
But
it
like,
better. It wasn't
fair
Dolby. 7.1 नहीं था. It has a different setup.
ठीक है, fair enough. ये मेरे को इसका म्यूजिक और साउंड डिजाइन भी काफी अच्छा लगा. It was like good. Not anywhere where I could notice something or not something that pulled me out of the
which is
visuals.
great ना. Which is
Yeah.
sound design अगर अच्छा है तो it is the sign कि you can't notice anything.
Exactly. So that in that aspect also it was great. Like the music.
आमिर और thoughts.
और तो कुछ नहीं है यार, सब तो कवर किया हमने.
सेंसर बोर्ड 27 कट्स. मेरा एक बड़ा एक ओपिनियन है, मैं बताता हूँ कि इवन कि इट गॉट एन ए सर्टिफिकेट. चलो ठीक है, अक्षय कुमार का फर्स्ट ए सर्टिफिकेट है फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल.
नहीं देसी बॉयज तो.
ओ हाँ राइट तो मैंने क्या रीड किया था फर्स्ट ए रेटेड. मैंने कहा ये तो गलत रीड किया, तो फिर देसी बॉयज आई रिमेंबर.
मैंने गलत नहीं रीड किया, वो लोग ने गलत लिखा है.
एनीवेज तो हाँ. Having said that, A-rated था, but after you give a A certification, I don't think so कि आपको cuts देने चाहिए, because people are mature enough to watch a film. 18 plus ही लोग आ रहे हैं, तो show कि आपने जो इंटेंट किया है, जो विजन के साथ बना, it should be allowed. And this is something that Sandeep Reddy Vanga said as well. कि कबीर सिंह के साथ and even तुम again let's get into this topic थोड़ा कि what should be allowed, because I personally did not see the film कि 18 plus होना भी चाहिए था in the first place. जितना भी था, it should have, because it's not vulgar, it's not visually disturbing, it is dealing a sensitive issue,
sensitive topic है.
एंड रिलीजन के बारे में आई डोंट थिंक सो कुछ किसी को कुछ ऑफेंसिव नहीं था मूवी में. एंड
You know what? Can I come to that in a bit? Continue speaking, but I really want to come to this in a bit. Please.
मैं इसलिए बोलूंगा ऑफेंसिव नहीं था बिकॉज देयर वाज नॉट इनफ टू ड्वेल इनटू द रिलीजन एस्पेक्ट ऑफ इट.
Yeah.
इट वाज नॉट अ फिल्म अबाउट दैट. इट वाज अबाउट completely different topic. बट हाँ वेगू बोल क्या बोल रहा है.
नहीं, complete the thing that you were speaking about.
मैं तो सेंसर बोर्ड के बारे में रेंट पे जाने वाला था और तू जाता है.
Okay, ठीक है, let's wait a minute for that. But like, you know, as you said कि it wasn't about religion and ये वो, and that is one thing that I was kind of disappointed about. So oh my god, one उसका first part है ना, one of the things that sold me on that film was कि he goes through this entire hassle of the entire film. उसका पूरा arc खत्म होता है, and in the end when he dies, Akshay Kumar takes him on a bike ride, and then he tells him after showing him everything is like, तुम लोगों से उनका भगवान लोगे तो लोग तुमको उनका भगवान बना लेंगे. That was the thing that sold me. भाई वो इतना deep चीज बोला था उसने. And that is one of the things that I still carry with me every day. Like, you know, it's just something that, because I've been interested in learning about people and psychology, it's just something that, you know, I don't know how to put it. वो ऐसी चीज है ना कि it's like लोगों को कुछ believe करने के लिए चाहिए. As a society, we need something to believe into to function. It can be anything. Either it is religion, either it is a dictator, either it is some superpower. It can be anything. But people need something to believe. And that was one of the things that, like, the entire movie, the first part, it wasn't about Bhagwan kyun hai, kaise hai. It was about this. And that is why I love the film.
And
Second
even
wale
PK,
ne uska, yeah,
even PK said the same thing.
Same thing.
Don't take away the hope from people because it gives
exactly.
hope. Saurabh Shukla का वो argument बहुत compelling.
Exactly. And like the first part, speaking the same thing, it's like there are downsides to religion, of course. वो लोग religion के नाम पे क्या क्या चीजें कर रहे हैं जो negative propaganda spread होता है, ठीक है, that exists. But at the same time, you can't take away the entire thing because it also has the good parts of it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Second वाले ने वो जरा भी नहीं किया यार. I was hoping to see it somewhere.
Again, we spoke about it. That was the disappointment for me as well. But again, film, it takes a different direction. You have to accept it. That is where I question, is it false marketing?
I know, but still, like, that is just one thing in my heart, bro.
I agree because even I hoped कि OMG, the name suggests कि it will be a film related to something else. Although मेरे को है ना एक rehashed version नहीं चाहिए था. So after having seen the trailers ना, I personally thought they are telling the same story. मुझे ऐसे ही लगा. That is why I was so happy when the film talked about something else, because even trailers में अगर तू देखे ना, he again court case है, again Kanji is fighting against himself now. That was in the trailers. And again, I liked that the name was Kanji as well, Pankaj Tripathi का. Not to the original. मैं तो चाहता था ये same universe में. मतलब I wanted
थोड़ा भी interesting.
नहीं I wanted कुछ तो address करे first part का कि he Jolly LLB 2 रूप में किया था, if you remember, कि सौरभ शुक्ला बोलता है कि when he hears Jolly, अरे are you that Jolly? Do you know that Jolly? तो हाँ, बट वो कुछ एड्रेस होता ना. अक्षय कुमार बोल रहा है कांजी कुछ तो.
that could have been interesting actually,
because this did not feel in the same world. It's existing in the same world as the first. Although very different movies. Different movies. Censor board.
Censor board. नहीं मैं वही बोलने वाला था अभी. Actually, it's like the only sad, like, the movie was fun. Actually, you know, the thing you said, I was थोड़ा सा worried कि this will again be one of those remakes that will just, you know, go down to drain, and the first one will, सब वही बोलेंगे कि यार पहला वाला कितना अच्छा था. I think that I was scared कि, you know, ये हो जाएगा, but नहीं. Actually, I wouldn't say कि it lived more than that film, but I wouldn't say कि it was bad. I enjoyed it. It was
same
fun.
Opinion.
And I would suggest लोगों को जाओ और देखो because ये important है. But the only sad part about it, the thing that it talks about, it is not doing that. बच्चों को ही अलाउड नहीं है मूवी देखना.
देखने वाले लोग देख लेता. जो मूवी जाननी होती है तो चली जाती है, जिन लोगों को पहुंचनी होती है.
Again, one of the things from the film, वो वीडियो वायरल हो जाता है.
What video?
अरे वो
अच्छा।
वीडियो रिकॉर्ड करते हैं, वन ऑफ द थिंग्स, जाने वाले जा
अरे
like, जा रहे पहुंच
आई
जाएंगे।
एम नॉट कोई रेफरेंस नहीं उससे, बहुत अलग बात किया हूँ मैं। बट
मितुल इन यूनिवर्स कॉल बैक दे रहा।
हाँ भाई, हाँ
सेंसर बोर्ड,
हाँ
मितुल
सेंसर
वेटिंग।
नहीं, अगेन देयर इज नॉट मच टू स्पीक, इट्स जस्ट कि अगर
रैंट
आप
रैंट रैंट।
नहीं, मेरे को सिर्फ ये है कि योर जॉब इज टू रेट फिल्म्स कि ये है, इफ यू वांट द फिल्म टू बी यूए यू नीड टू मेक एक्स नंबर ऑफ कट्स, या जो भी है, जो भी रिक्वायरमेंट है टू मीट दैट एलिजिबिलिटी क्राइटेरिया। अदर देन दैट, अगर वो फिल्म मेकर्स का चॉइस है, करना है करो, अगर उनको ए सर्टिफिकेट मिल रहा है, A certificate अगर if you get a film now, if you get that, there should be no cuts. And so तो मैंने कहीं तो पढ़ा, because of the fact Adi Purush got UA and it had a lot of religious stuff in it, religious sentimental stuff in it. People complained a lot कि कैसे ये नहीं मिला, but यहाँ पे they I read somewhere कि they tried to make an example of this movie कि to compensate for that, which is I don't know if that's if there is any truth to it, but irrespective I feel कि it should have been rated either UA or yeah, first of all there is, I did not find anything क्या कहते हैं unwatchable or not, I can't watch it with my family or anything. It does deal with sensitive issues, which is fair enough, but it's a choice that you make.
भाई मैं तो फैमिली के साथ गया था देखने।
नहीं, इट्स अ चॉइस दैट यू मेक कि देखना है कि नहीं, अगर आपको कोई जबरदस्ती नहीं लेके जा रहा।
डेफिनेटली।
Although I would have also liked कि I don't want to know the plot or anything, thematically भी नहीं जानना, but थोड़ा hint दे देते हैं कि it's about sex education. So that and then keep it UA so people know what to expect. That's, I feel that's a better way to go about it. Having said that, हाँ, अगर आपका मूवी A rated है तो I don't think so there should be any cuts in the first place. हाँ,
I have a question. Okay, so I don't know about this, but OTT releases पे सेंसर बोर्ड का कुछ नहीं होता ना?
होता है ना, OTT पे नहीं होता, सैटेलाइट पे होता।
OTTs
OTT पे मेरे हिसाब से नहीं होता 90%।
Yeah, because like we see more vulgar content there.
Yeah, there is nothing to ऊपर लिखा आ जाता है कि 16 plus 18 plus etc.
हाँ वो तो I know, but then nobody really
so
cares, dude.
it's so again you can do only so much and you अब बाद में आप ऑडियंसेस को आंख बंद थोड़ी ना करोगे मध्य, जिनको देखना है देखेंगे।
हाँ but like the
सैटेलाइट पे यू कांट,
सैटेलाइट पे तो ठीक है, it is
केबल टीवी पे यू कांट।
हाँ वो तो ठीक है, that is so okay. The movie would have been fun if like you know like 16 plus को at least देखने दिया होता है, I think, because they should watch it.
हाँ, I feel कि
They should watch it.
See, there is 12 plus UA को with a guardian, and 18 plus you can watch it alone, and U rating is you don't need a guardian as well. So I think it also needs to be updated. Again, as we evolve as a society, उसको भी थोड़ा, US में 16 plus, everything is 16 plus. It's no, there's nothing 18 plus. 16 plus के बाद you can watch anything. There is something जो blonde को blonde नहीं, sorry, blonde ना, नहीं, I forgot. आना de Armas की कौन सी मूवी आई थी, मेलिन मोनरो की, blonde ना, हाँ, तो it got I forgot the rating, but that was 18 plus. So they also have that, which is very explicit content. तो हाँ, there should be more criterias or more एक range. Again, the society जैसे आगे बढ़ रही है, systems need to evolve as well. I am not ranting or anything, complaining. It's just sad कि ये movie UA होनी चाहिए थी, but it's just another opinion.
It is. It reminds me, you remember अपन Evil Dead Rise देखने गए थे और ID मांगा था मेरा 18 plus का Fun Republic पे।
नाइस।
Stupid.
नहीं, हाँ, मतलब बच्चे लगते थे हम तीनों।
एक इधर एक सर्कल डाल देना ब्लर करके।
नहीं, ये जाने वाला है अनफिल्टर्ड। और पॉडकास्ट लिसनर्स के लिए भी कॉन्टेक्स्ट, ऑडियो डिस्क्रिप्शन, वी गो शोइंग द मिडिल फिंगर आगे।
So just me saying, just blur that section out, please, or just cut it.
बोल कुछ बोल।
I was saying, do you guys think the movie we would have seen a better film or more content if this was an OTT release or something?
Now I feel कि नहीं. I personally feel कि जो although there were cuts etc, it did not change the film. It
Yeah.
did not. So हाँ, it's just कि A-rated नहीं होती तो ज़्यादा लोगों को reach करती. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Having said that, हाँ मुझे ज़्यादा I wanted it to earn money because आप satellite digital से तो कमा ही लोगे. But
Yeah.
this is the real money. So good
Fair
films
enough.
need to be watched and experienced.
Fair
The
enough.
theatrical experience. वही.
Exactly.
Watching it with a
भाई
back.
इतने लोग ताली बजाए इतने scenes
अरे
में,
हाँ यार.
which is something very rare. It's very rare. And after the film ended, see, in this film there was a proper Indian crowd. Indian मतलब Indian नहीं होता है, but it ranged from every. It had all demographics. मतलब I'll explain. Oppenheimer and Dark Knight वो सबका crowd अलग है.
Very
थोड़ा
different.
film
Very
nerds,
different.
nerdy
Yeah.
crowd. This is not a nerdy crowd, but still people clapped after the film as well. So it's just to show कि appreciating an art form doesn't have any restriction. Everyone has those sensibilities, which is
True.
I mean, I was happy.
It was fun.
हाँ. एक चीज which again it's a very subjective thing. I like to stay till the end credits. मैं जब तक भाई जब तक credits start हुए ना उतने में थिएटर खाली पूरा भरा हुआ खाली हो गया. No one sits.
Actually, even I was sitting. Like even that is one thing that I do. My family, like everyone, started walking out. मैं बस बैठा था. I was like, क्या ही करेंगे मतलब नीचे मिल लूंगा मैं बैठा था. And the security asked me to leave before even it is like ending. Credits खत्म भी नहीं हुए थे. And the security is like सब निकल गए सर आप भी निकलो. I'm like ठीक है bro.
तूने कहाँ देखा?
Sun City, Parla.
Any more thoughts on OMG 2?
Nah, I think good for me.
Good movie. Not as superior to the first one.
Yeah, I think that should be culminating.
I agree with Amir. Very different films.
So you know two different films can't be compared, but at the same time because they carry the same name, I think वो comparison होना भी चाहिए.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
ठीक है. Any recommendations for this? Amir?
So you guys didn't know about this, but there's this fan film called Spider-Man Lotus. Okay, so this has been in making since I guess 3 years, and this is made by a guy called Gavin Connock, who was 16 years old when he started making it, and
Interesting.
he didn't go to any film school. He just brought together some people who he knew loved the character of Spider-Man, and he was a big fan of Spider-Man. So he started making this film when he was 16 years old. So he used to make he used to make stop motion films and everything, and he was a proper as a Spider-Man fan. So he brought together these people that he knew, and he wanted to make a 15-minute film. Okay. Now what happened was he started making the story and everything, and he needed some funds to make the film. And as soon as people joined in, it went from a 15-minute film to a 30-minute film, 30 to 40-minute film. And for this, he had to bring in funds and everything.
कितना budget
And
हुआ? Funds कितना है?
I don't actually know कि
हाँ.
कितना मेरे को वो देखना पड़ेगा, but I know ऐसा मोटा मोटा पता है कि मतलब he wanted to bring in a lot of money. अब क्या किया कि किसी ने तो उसके टीम में से the actor who was playing Peter Parker, who was also the co-writer of the film, he recommended कि let's make a proper professional suit for the film. मतलब वो लोग ने पूरा एक स्पाइडरमैन कॉमिक इंस्पायर्ड एक अच्छा सूट बनाया, which surprisingly was the original suit that Tom Holland was supposed to wear in Civil War. तो Civil War का अगर behind the scenes देखोगे ना,
अच्छा Tom Holland.
Tom Holland.
हाँ, तो सिविल वॉर का जो तुम लोग अगर बिहाइंड द सीन्स देखोगे तो देयर इज अ कंप्लीटली डिफरेंट कॉमिक एक्यूरेट सूट that got really that got scrapped out
Replaced.
because they wanted to cover it with CGI and everything. तो फिर वो नया लोगो आ गया, पूरा CG हो गया ऐसा. So they brought in this new suit, and जैसे ही वो लोग ने ये अच्छा सूट थोड़ा पैसा वगैरह डाल के बनाया ना, वैसे ही क्राउड फंडिंग वगैरह लोग करने लगे.
and Spider-Man fans and superhero fans from all over the world started putting in money, and they got a good amount of money to make the film so that they could rent equipments and everything. And now what happened was he made the story from a 40-minute film to a 1 hour 30-minute long story. So he put in several comics together, 2 or 3 comics together, and made a storyline with all of the classic Spider-Man characters and everything. And now the final film that we have on YouTube is around 2 hours long. So
आ गई
it's
ये
1 hour.
मूवी
आ गई movie 1 hour 40 minutes.
कौन
1
से
hour
चैनल
40
पे?
minutes. उसके ही चैनल पे, गैविन जे कोनॉक के चैनल पे. सो इट्स 1 hour 40 या 45 minutes की मूवी है एंड 15 minutes का क्रेडिट्स है. तो 2 घंटे की मूवी है. बट acha, the movie got into a lot of controversy in the last year because एक तो वो VFX वालों के साथ again कुछ तो हो रहा था कि VFX वालों को बराबर पे नहीं मिल रहा था. Something was happening in there, and recently what happened was कि जो actor था he again like James Gunn, उसने कुछ तो tweets वगैरह डाले थे बचपन में या कुछ तो जिसकी वजह से अरे रे जिसकी वजह से he faced some problems, but it didn't affect the film because जो लोग ने पैसा डाला था, जो लोगों, the viewers that wanted to watch it, उनको movie मिल गया. And finally the movie came out on 10th August on Peter Parker's fictional birthday. So वो movie आया, and
Interesting.
the movie is काफी, मतलब it looks like a student film. It looks like a film made by a film lover. However, the VFX shots and the swinging scenes are really well done. Matlab, on this kind of budget, on a student level film, it's really good. They could have made the action sequences better because the swinging scenes are done in a very VFX with a lot of CGI and stuff, but the action sequences between one-to-one combat sequences are done very ऐसा on a low scale. तो उस हिसाब से it's really, मतलब it's okayish, but the storytelling and everything debatable है. But from an intention point of view, मैं इंटेंट के मार्क्स काफी दूंगा इस मूवी को. तो उस हिसाब से इट्स अ रियली गुड अटेम्प्ट by a ऐसा novice filmmaker who wants to get into the industry. So that is one
Interesting.
recommendation. It is not a great film, नहीं है. बहुत जगह पे परफेक्ट मूवी नहीं है. बहुत जगह पे मुझे बहुत प्रॉब्लम हुआ. पेसिंग इश्यूज है, डायलॉग्स कुछ भी है, ऐसा कुछ जगह पे. बट द वे दे हैव अप्रोच्ड इट विद द आर्ट एंड द कलर्स एंड एवरीथिंग, that is really commendable. तो anamorphic पे शूट किया एंड एवरी. तो उस हिसाब से इट्स रियली
Interesting.
इंस्पायरिंग टू सी समवन अप्रोचिंग a beloved character,
Definitely.
and it gives a lot of inspiration and a lot of validation to filmmakers like us, aspiring filmmakers like us, because we can take these beloved characters and make something of our own with these characters. And it's really surprising and really happy. I'm really happy to see such a film. So please go and
Definitely.
check out Spider-Man Lotus.
Acha, by the way,
Bol.
I was asking, did it not face any backlash from the studio?
No, I don't know. I didn't read into that, but it didn't, because they are just taking the characters, but the whole music, all the visuals and everything, that is original. Acha, they put a spin on some of the animated series wala music, but I don't know if they faced any problem with that. I'm pretty sure कि वो लोग
I
ने वो
think
sort किया हुआ
नहीं
है.
नहीं मेरे को ऐसा लग रहा है I don't know the details, कुछ idea नहीं है, but the only way to do it is not gain anything monetarily.
Yeah,
that
that
is
is
what
what I
I
was
think.
हाँ,
thinking.
वही
They
होगा.
put it up on YouTube as well.
हाँ.
YouTube पे ही डाला,
Because
and
इसमें monetarily you can't actually, मतलब because of तुम्हारे पास character नहीं है.
Character का right studio के पास है, so obviously they won't allow you. It's illegal.
Having said that, मुझे एक चीज बहुत अच्छा point out करना. I feel the studios should give such people and a platform,
Oh yeah.
because what they are lacking is what studios have, the technical जो superiority जो अपने बोलते हैं.
right.
It's the
Yeah.
intention and the love for the characters, as we spoke about, and genuinely talent for storytelling. I feel storytelling is not something, it's cultivated, yes, but it's something that's really important if you want to write and direct. If you need
Yeah.
to you need to understand storytelling, how to be a good storyteller.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I feel ki this could be a solution to our studios ka problem.
हाँ मतलब if he made this film now, obviously it may come into the studio's eyes, this film. So obviously they may get him on board for some project or something. That's it's a nice opportunity. मतलब वो opportunity wise, it's a really good plan to make a film like this to show off your talent and everything. So
Yeah.
even if monetarily वो नहीं gain कर रहा है, he is, because there I saw a lot of his interviews, and from his he really knows a lot of film things about filmmaking, even though he hasn't gone to film school. So that's really impressive, and at an age of 19 years old he has made such a film. So
Damn.
it's a big
That's
opportunity
the
for him.
exposure जो मिल रहा है, that's you can't account that with money. मतलब you can't juxtapose it with money.
Yeah. And also, like as we all always say, making films is the only film school you need.
हाँ,
बंदा prove कर रहा है.
true.
The guy proves it.
हम तो जाके आए हैं, क्या सीखे हम?
It's not technically film school, but ठीक है.
टेक्निकली है ना, मतलब छोड़ो. Different topic, not for the podcast.
Yeah, let's not discuss our
We go
individual.
any recommendations?
Not really, मतलब if you are in India,
Not really नहीं बोलना. कुछ दे बोलना होता है भाई.
अरे I was continuing यार. मैं बोला था if you are in India, please go and watch Oh My God 2.
इंडिया में नहीं भी हो तो भी जाओ. उधर बाहर भी लगी है.
और किधर है? बाहर लगी है?
Of course.
I did not know that.
अरे of course यार.
I really did not know that.
चल आबिर को ट्रिक क्वेश्चन है, ट्रिविया क्वेश्चन. अक्षय कुमार के प्रोडक्शन हाउस.
Oh shit यार, नहीं पता यार. Oh shit. अब क्या करेंगे? अरे केप ऑफ गुड फिल्म्स के.
चल what is it based on? What is the name based on?
केप ऑफ गुड होप ना, वो वास्को डे गामा.
यार मैं बेवकूफ समझता हूँ लोगों को.
अच्छा वो
मेरे को नहीं पता था.
मेरे को नहीं पता था.
आमिर को, इसलिए आमिर को पूछा.
Yeah.
OMG 2.
What are you recommending?
यार मैं कुछ नहीं देख रहा आज. यार ये वीक टाइम नहीं मिला. मैं
ये नहीं बोल रहा था.
मैं नेक्स्ट नहीं टुमारो मैं वेस्ट साइड स्टोरी जा रहा हूँ म्यूजिकल. एक से ना नानी चाहिए थी. हाँ,
but उसके shows कब से शुरू हुए?
कट्टू वापस में बोल रहा. सो नेक्स्ट वीक आई एम गोइंग, मतलब नेक्स्ट वीक नहीं, कल वेस्ट साइड स्टोरी जा रहा हूँ, द म्यूजिकल.
इंटरेस्टिंग.
हाँ मैं कुछ पूछ रहा था.
हाँ मैं पूछ रहा था कि उसके shows कब से शुरू हुए, मतलब हो गया टाइम काफी.
इतना नहीं हुआ.
आज 15 या 16 तारीख को चालू होना, वेडनेसडे को चालू होना. आज फर्स्ट शो है. आज फर्स्ट शो है. इट विल बी टिल 30th आई गेस. इट्स
इंटरेस्टिंग.
But
मैंने
वेस्ट साइड स्टोरी कभी देखी नहीं है रे. तूने
मूवी देखी है? मेरा बाकी है, मैं मूवी देख के जाऊँ.
मैंने जोश मूवी देखी है, जो इंडियन बना.
जोश?
हाँ, शाहरुख खान की जोश मूवी है ना.
Really?
I did not know.
हाँ, वो वेस्ट साइड स्टोरी का ही वही है, मतलब. हाँ.
I have no context to the film. पर स्पीलबर्ग ने बनाई है तो मैं देख के जाऊंगा. Having said that, I am excited for that. 15 दिन है, जाओ आप लोग भी अगर. बट नेक्स्ट वीक लेट्स टॉक अबाउट इट नेक्स्ट वीक में उसके बारे में भी बात.
Okay.
Definitely.
मैल्कम इन द मिडिल एक देख रहा हूँ. एंड मैं मैल्कम इन द मिडिल के क्लिप्स
कौन से OTT पे देख सकते हैं?
मैं जब देख रहा था, अभी मैं क्लिप्स देख रहा हूँ. वो तो YouTube पे देख रहा हूँ, बट हॉटस्टार पे मैं देखा था. इट्स हॉटस्टार पे है, मतलब डिज्नी प्लस हॉटस्टार पे. तो it's one of the most underrated sitcoms ever. It was way ahead of its time. मैं तो ये भी बोल रहा हूँ. And it's for everyone, every demographic.
Okay.
So yeah.
Nice. So let's wrap it up. So see you guys next time, and hey, please subscribe. बोलना है.